Hello everyone. My name is Omurden. I'm from Istanbul, Turkey. Sorry about my voice. I'm a bit ill. Minsk is a bit cold for me. I came from 20 degrees and it's really cold for me. Today I will talk about our experiences in my company, why we changed our documentation strategy. I'm QA lead in Hippo. I started to work for a voice over IP test engineer in Nortel before bankruptcy. And then I worked in CRM and setup box projects as a team leader. And I'm making mobile application tests for 2 years. We will talk about why documenting is still important for QA, even we don't use test cases. Why we change our documentation strategy and why we use checklists. And then I will try to explain what is a checklist and we will compare a test case and a checklist. And last, I will tell you something about our experiences in Hippo. Why documenting is still important? Okay, we don't use test cases, but still we have to write them at least into a little piece of document or in an online tool to track them, to share with them with other people. Documenting is still critical for a QA. Even for an exploratory testing, you should look at some point to see what are you doing, what you have to do in your test cases. And it can be tracked by everyone because you are sharing it with developers and even with customer. So we changed our documentation strategy. Like how? Why we don't use test cases? Because they are really overcrowded. They have lots of words that we don't use. For example, 8 years ago when I started to work, they gave me a login test in Nortel and it nearly has 30 sentences, just login test. And even a non-technical user in the street can know how to log in an application. Because you have to write your username, you have to write your password, and then tap to something and you will show something like feed or just an animation or something else. So you don't need all of the words. They are really overcrowded. They are really far away from focusing core functionality. It's a waste of time for us. We just need the functionality. So we don't use test cases anymore and we turned our strategy to checklists. How many of yours using checklists or test cases? Checklists? Test cases? Nice, nearly the same. Okay, but we saw that this is not suitable for every team or every project. First of all, your team should be small. It's not suitable for a large projects or large teams. And also, your testers should know the domain very well. If you have a junior tester and he or she don't know the product or domain very well, you cannot use this process because she have to know some details about the product that is not written into documents. And also you should have a collaborative environment. If you are using a face-to-face environment, it's okay. Or you should use really good online tools and it should be very well collaborative. Why we use checklists? So simple. We need time for much more testing and it really saves our time about writing checklists. And they are easy to render and update. I will show you later. We are using some keywords while writing checklists. So they are really easy to update and render or change day by day. They are focusing on quality. not the documentation. At least our customers don't want to see lots of document. They only want quality. So they don't care about the waste of the document. So what's the checklist exactly? We can show a comparison between test cases and checklists. This is a common test case for login and registration. Open application, yes. Type username, type your password and tap login. See login success message and see the feed. And other test cases, registration. Again, open application, type your username, type your password and tap registration. And the expected result is success message, welcome animation and the feed. Okay, opening application. Okay, you cannot do a test without opening an application. This is waste of time. And also typing username and password, waste of time for us. The only I want to know is I want to see the feed and login success message. And for registration, I have to see welcome animation and then feed. So we changed that kind of test cases like these checklist items. Login with existing user, no welcome animation, just feed. Register as a new user, welcome animation, then feed. This is enough for our all testers and this is enough for our customers and this is enough for our developers. Maybe they can use test-driven development with that kind of checklists. So what are we doing in Hippo for 2 years? We are using a document. This is an online tool, TestPad. It's like a Excel sheet. You can use even a paper for this. It's up to you. TestPad is really enough for our requirements. You can just create a checklist with functionality. And you can run a test suite. You can mark as a pass or fail. If that item fails, you can bind it with your bug track environment and it creates a link. This is enough for us. And also this has a reporting tool. You can share it with our customers. And also they can add some items to that checklist if they want. Sometimes they are creating new features and they are adding by self to that checklist their items. As I said, we are sharing it with clients and our team members. Also, we use that checklist, that keyword checklist items as a automation test items. We like keywords, so we are using Robot Framework. Robot is a Google's tool that works in keyword-driven kind. So this is suitable for our projects. We are binding our checklist items with our automation items. It's nearly the same with manual test case items. So also we can share it with our customers and they know we are automating them. We are not only sending them the automation reports, we are also sending them how we write them because it's so readable with keywords and they are happy at least. That's all. I have a blog post about this topic. This is the link. If you want, we can join conversation under that post, or you can ask. We have enough time. Thank you.
Thanks a lot for these innovations.
Thank you for your presentation. I have a question regarding the new team members. How do you share your knowledge about the domain where you're working with the checklist? Do you have any additional documentation or something else?
Of course, we have a developer documentation. For example, we know how to create data in a suitable way. So all the testers and developers know the data for login or for other data. But this is only for our cases.
Thanks for the presentation. I have a question regarding automation. When you automate any test, you need to know the exact steps. And
Yeah.
even in the login page, you can press the submit button, or you can just press enter button. So if it's not described in details in your checklist, how do you make sure that automation does the same thing that manual code does?
Yeah, of course. If you are testing it with pressing enter button and with tapping from the application, you're writing in your checklists. Yeah. This is just the main example. Yeah.
Thank you for your presentation. I have a question about, in terms of constantly changing of requirements, how do you support your checklists, your documentation?
You mean changing features?
Features, yes.
Yes. We are making a matrix for our checklist and for automation test lists. We are ticketing all of the changes, and if the ticket changed or if a ticket created, testers also update the checklists. And after updating checklist, we are updating our automation test cases.
And how many QA engineers in your team?
3. Yeah, as I said, as our experience, the team should be small or very collaborative.
And all of the QA engineers knows about these changes?
Yes, because we are ticketing everything.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you for your speech. I wanted to ask, how do you version these checklists? Because how do you version them? Because you may have different versions of product and different features, but you may have to support them or find bugs in production, and then you have to retest old versions, and etc., etc.
You're right. Actually, we are not versioning, but you can make it easily on testbed. You can just copy all the suite and create a new one. But for our projects, they are between 6 months to 2 years projects, and it's enough for us for one checklist. But you're right, it's important part.
I see a lot of questions, but we have no time for this. I hope that you can find.
Yeah, you can ask your questions under that blog post.
Or you can find the speaker
Yeah, I'm here.
in Coffee Point. So thanks a lot.
Thank you.